Today marks the 40th anniversary of the greatest video game franchise of all time, the Super Mario series. And to celebrate, I'm going to be ranking every single Mario game from every different era. NES, Super Nintendo, N64, you name it, it's all here, blood. Now, before we get into this, look, this video about to be long as hell. So if y'all got something important to do, maybe you gotta catch up on that math homework or something, go ahead and do it. Just let this video play in the background of your room or something. Whatever device you have, TV, phone, iPad, whatever it is, let this video play in the background, man. Help your boy get his watch time up. I need the watch time, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this long list.
Just what I needed.
Now, of course, we have to begin with the game that started it all, Donkey Kong. For those of you who don't know, Donkey Kong is the first game that Mario has ever appeared in. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm letting this on the list. Now, the main goal for this game is to climb up to DK's height and save the princess at the top named Pauline, and you have to do that over and over again for multiple different stages. Now, the controls for this game are not really the greatest because they feel so clunky. Whenever I run or jump with Mario, the controls feel so delayed that it feels like I can never get no accurate timing. Now, this is understandable for a game that is 40+ years old, but it doesn't make the experience any better. So in my opinion, Donkey Kong is an okay game, but it is one of those games where it's only worth trying once. And that's it. So on this list, Donkey Kong gets a D tier. Next up is the original Mario Bros. This is the Mario game where Luigi first appeared in. You know, the better brother. So basically the main concept in this game is to knock out some turtles and make sure that they don't get in the pipes. The controls are pretty much the same as Donkey Kong. They don't really feel that fluid. But once again, since this is a 40+ game, it's understandable. There isn't really anything else to say here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this game a D tier. Next up on the list is Wrecking Crew. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that this game existed. So this game is like a puzzle type of game where you have to go around breaking bricks as Mario to reach different levels. And apparently Mario has a rival in this game called Foreman Spike, and he actually appeared in the Mario movie, so that's nice to know. Control wise, the game is the same as the other two games, so I'm not even gonna waste your time. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the D tier. This is definitely one of those Mario games where you can get bored after 10 minutes of playing it. Now, this is truly the game that started it all for Mario. Super Mario Bros. Is the classic pioneer of 2D gaming as a whole. The controls are a vast improvement compared to Donkey Kong. The worlds are fun to play through, but they can get pretty repetitive at times. In fact, some levels are actually reused in different worlds in the game. Now, I understand this was done to save storage space on the NES, but it still kind of sucks that you have to replay some of these levels over and over again. The music is legendary, but it is replayed over and over again. And overall, Super Mario Bros. Is a game that has aged pretty graciously. So in my opinion, this game is going to the C tier. So next up is Super Mario Bros. 2, which is best known as one of the most rage-inducing games of all time. And honestly, after playing through it myself, I understand why people hate this game. The level design is just atrocious. Like, you will be fighting for your life in some of these levels. And second of all, you get no new mechanics, and all the mistakes that were in the first game were not fixed at all. Like walking backwards, for example. And apparently this game was so hard that it never released outside of Japan. Nintendo had to go out of their way to make an entirely different sequel just to please their American audience. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with adding difficulty, but I'm also saying that there are levels to it, and this game took it way too far. So overall, Super Mario Bros. 2 was a mistake. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a D tier. Next up is the American version of Super Mario Bros. 2, which is really just a reskin of some Japanese game. In this game, you get to choose between 4 characters for each and every level. The level design in this game is way better than the Lost Levels, and it balances the difficulty in a way better portion. The only flaws that I see in this game are the lack of power-ups and the bonus system. The bonus system is the only way you can get extra lives, and it's so rigged that it's not even funny. And especially with how hard these later stages can be, you're gonna need those extra lives. So overall, Super Mario Bros. 2 is a strong mainline Mario game, just with a couple flaws here and there. So in my opinion, this game is going to the A tier. Coming up next is Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, this game is one of the best Mario games of all time. The introduction of the world map makes it so much easier to navigate around. The gameplay is excellent, the controls are sharp and precise, and the level design is extremely creative without adding too much difficulty. You also get a ton of new power-ups like the Tanuki suit, the hammer suit, the frog suit, and etc. Now the only flaws that this game actually has is its short levels with these new power-ups. Like the hammer suit is only in a handful of levels. Another flaw is that there's no save feature. This game is about 5 to 6 hours long, and that's when you're not even 100%ing it. So overall, Super Mario Bros. 3 is an amazing platformer and is arguably the best 2D game of all time. So this game is going to the S tier. Coming up next is Dr. Mario, which is really just a copied version of Tetris, but it still has its own concept like the viruses. The viruses are the enemy in this game. If they fill up the box, then the game is over. So you have to kill off these viruses using pills, and if you stack 3 colored pills, then it kills the virus. Now this idea alone gives Dr. Mario its own view of strategic gameplay, as well as giving players a fun experience. So overall, Dr. Mario is a puzzle game that is worth playing, and this is coming from someone who doesn't play puzzle games at all. So this game is going to the C tier. And just to save some time, I'm gonna go ahead and give every single educational game this plumber has as a D tier. Although these games do try to be educational for children, I just feel like each and every game is just poorly designed. Each and every one of these games just feels like a cash grab for Nintendo, and none of these games have elements that is worth sticking around for, and this especially applies to Mario is Missing. This game be asking you questions straight out of a history book. Like for example, what was the profession of the man who designed the Eiffel Tower? What kid wants to know about that? So because of that, each game gets a D tier. Moving on to the Game Boy era, we have Super Mario Land, which is a nice short little adventure. This is the first game that introduces Daisy, and in this game you are traveling across 4 different worlds to rescue her. Now the controls in this game are a little bit more on the awkward side. Mario has no momentum whatsoever, so trying to make precise jumps can become an issue. And the wonky physics does not help either. Like when you fall down fast. Another flaw this game has is just how short it is. This game only consists of 12 levels with little to no difficulty, so there isn't really much of a challenge. But despite all that, it's still a good, unique Mario game with memorable music and a nice short little adventure. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this game at C. Next up, we have Super Mario Land 2, which is a vast improvement over Mario Land 1. This game also marks the introduction of Wario, and the game gives us an original story by having Wario be the main villain. The controls has also improved a ton. They're actually fluid and responsive like Mario 3's controls. And also, just like Mario 3, you get a full world map where you don't have to play any levels in order. You can choose the levels you want to play. Now there are some flaws like the screen crunch, but it's mainly because of the Game Boy. So overall, Super Mario Land 2 is a very polished, underrated game that's similar to games like Mario 2 or Mario 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this game the A tier. Next up is Mario's Picross. Now this is just another Mario puzzle game, but in this game you have to use the numbers on screen to carve out squares and create images out of them. Now I did find this a little bit confusing to understand at first, so it can get a little misleading at times what you're supposed to do. Now I don't really have much else to say about this game, especially since I'm not really a puzzle fan, but it does challenge your brain with a fun activity. So for that reason alone, I'm gonna give it a C tier. And I'm gonna go ahead and give Mario Super Picross the same ranking because I honestly don't have much else to say about that either. Starting off with the SNES era, we have Super Mario World, which in my opinion is the best looking classic Mario game. The graphics have taken a massive improvement because of the 16-bit design and the colorful look. The level design is also great, and it blends well with secret exits and hidden paths. Now the controls aren't as good as Mario 3, but they're still pretty fluid and responsive. And even after completing the game, you still have more stuff to do, like entering Star Road or Special World, or just trying to find all the Yoshi coins or secret exits. So overall, Super Mario World is an amazing, memorable game that really helps set a new foundation for 2D platformers. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this game the A tier. Next up is Super Mario Kart, which is the first game in the Mario Kart series. In this game, you get a total of 8 different characters to play as well as 20 different tracks to choose from. Now the controls can be a hassle to get used to due to the sharp turning and the automatic drifting. This makes the game feel slippery and hard to get precise turns, but this might only be an issue to people who are used to modern Mario Kart like myself, so so I don't know. Most of the tracks are pretty fun to play through and the music is decent. The only flaws I see is the lack of quality control as well as the outdated graphics. But other than that, it's still a Mario game that's worth checking out. So I'm gonna give this game a C tier. Moving on, we have Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Now this is a unique game since you're playing as Yoshi for a change. The story starts off with baby Mario landing in Yoshi's Island, and the Yoshis have to team up to bring him back to his parents. Now I applaud Yoshi's Island for its unique gameplay that revolves towards Yoshi's abilities in the game. Each and every level is a breath of fresh air to play through thanks to the game's creativity with the level design, and the music is just a bop to listen to. So overall, Yoshi's Island is an amazing game that I think is pretty underrated. So I think this game is well deserving of the A tier. Up next is Super Mario RPG, which is the very first Mario RPG game. The story starts off with Princess Peach being kidnapped by Bowser as usual, and Mario going after him to save her. And after defeating Bowser, a large sword by the name of XR crashes into the castle, scattering the 7 stars, which is molded into a star rod that grants wishes. So now Mario needs to team up with his friends to get the castle back. We later learned that XR is a part of this gang called the Smithy Gang who plans for world domination. So this game gives us a very creative story. The battle system is that turn-based combat. The controls feel smooth for each and every character, and this game is filled to the brim with memorable characters, memorable moments, and memorable music. The only flaw in this game is that the damage can be a little bit inconsistent at times, but besides that, it is still a great Mario RPG that is definitely worth playing. So I'm gonna give this game the A rank. Next up on the list is Mario Paint, which is really just a drawing game. You basically get to draw whatever you want, and that's it. So it's pretty much Microsoft Paint on a Nintendo console. Now the interesting thing about it is that you can't play this game with a regular controller. You have to use the SNES mouse that was made for games like this. Now although this is a unique take in the Mario series, it's not really anything too special. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this at a C tier. Moving on to the N64 era, we have Super Mario 64, which is definitely one of the most iconic 3D games of all time. As we all know, the main goal in this game is to collect the 120 power stars by jumping into different paintings and completing missions. The controls are top notch, and Mario's moveset makes the game perfect for speedrunning. While the level design is still more on the linear side, there's still tons of space to explore around. Now the main flaw in this game is Lakitu's camera. The camera's inconsistency can really be frustrating for someone who's trying to capture a specific view in a level, as well as trying to make precise jumps. There isn't really much variety with the bosses because it makes you do the same actions over and over again, and the music can get pretty repetitive too. But it's still one of the greatest Mario games of all time because of its creative level design and creating a new standard point for 3D gaming as a whole. So this game without a doubt gets the S tier. Next up on the list is Mario Kart 64, which is definitely an improvement over Super Mario Kart. While you do get the same amount of characters from Super Mario Kart, you still get more unique tracks as opposed to Super Mario Kart. The controls also feel a lot more responsive, and there's a good variety of music to listen to. The only flaws are the outdated graphics, and the single player isn't really the best to play through sometimes. But it's still a massive improvement compared to Super Mario Kart, and I recommend it to anyone. So I'm gonna give this game the B tier. Next up is Mario Party 1, and I'm not gonna lie, the series had a rough start. This game can be really frustrating sometimes. It's so high punishing that it's not even funny. Spaces like Chance Time or Bowser spaces can make it very likely for you to lose all your coins or stars. So you will be fighting for your life to keep all your coins and stars. And your fingers will be fighting too with these mini games. Most of these mini games will be having your fingers crying due to the amount of strain you're putting on it when you're repeatedly button mashing for most of these mini games. Another problem with this game is the slow pacing. Every board in this game feels like a slog to play through. So in my opinion, Mario Party 1 is an okay game, but the many different flaws kind of ruins the experience for me. But I don't want to be too harsh. It's still a good game, so I'm gonna give it a B tier. Next up is Mario Party 2. Now this is the best Mario Party game of all time. The difficulty has reduced by a ton, which makes it way more easier to play, and the mini games has increased by a ton, and they are way more easier on your fingers. The pacing has also improved, and the game adds new boards with some distinct themes, like Mystery Land or Pirate Land. The game also adds more modes like battle mini games to give us more variety. The only flaws I see with this game is that the boards can sometimes be heavily dependent on luck instead of actual strategy, but thankfully that's not the case for most of the boards. So overall, Mario Party 2 is an incredible masterpiece, so this game is well deserving of the S tier. Moving on to Mario Party 3. While this game is everything like Mario Party 2, the minigames took a slight downgrade from Mario Party 2's minigames. That's pretty much the only reason why 2 is better than 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Mario Party 3 at an A tier. Finally, finally, we have Paper Mario. Now I'm gonna keep it 100. I have a very soft spot for this game. This game is my childhood, but I have to be real for a second. The story is just Bowser kidnapping Peach once again, but this time he jacks the Star Rod from Star Haven and uses it to grant his own wishes. So after defeating Mario and sending him flying from space, the knocked out plumber needs to meet up with a bunch of partners along the way to take this man Bowser down once again. The gameplay is crisp and fresh. The partners are filled with personality. The battle system implements RPG elements in a very well fashion, and you're just overall having a good time. The only flaw I have with this game, and what I'm gonna say for the most Paper Mario games, is that there's a little too much backtracking going on. But other than that, Paper Mario is a great adventure and is definitely worth checking out. So this game gets the A rank. Kicking things off with the GBA era, we have Mario & Luigi's Superstar Saga, the very first Mario & Luigi game. The story starts off with the main villain Cackletta landing in the Mushroom Kingdom, and his ultimate goal in the game is to steal Princess Peach's voice to awaken the Beanstar. So now Mario & Luigi has to go on a quest to stop this man. The gameplay with the two bros is quick and easy to learn, especially with how many tutorials you get at the beginning of the game, and the battle system is different compared to Paper Mario. Each bro uses the system called Bro Points to make attacks and inflict damage on enemies. Now moving on to the flaws, it's kind of easy to get lost in this game due to the world design, and the final boss's difficulty is off the charts, but thankfully a game guide and OP stats can help you solve those issues. So overall, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is a great memorable game which offers a lot of humor and creativity. So this game in my opinion is getting the A tier. Next up is Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is really just Mario Kart 64 on the GBA. You get a total of 8 characters to choose from and a total of 40 different tracks, making this the Mario Kart game with the most tracks. 20 of them come from Super Mario Kart and the other 20 are new, well-designed tracks. This gives the game a lot of variety. So although Mario Kart Super Circuit isn't really a memorable game by any means, it's still a pretty good game to pick up at some point. So this game gets the B tier. Moving on, we got Mario Party Advance. And no, this game is not played in the traditional Mario Party format. In this title, you only get a total of 4 characters, and the main goal in this game is to collect scattered gadgets and play minigames by completing missions. And this game focuses more on the single player. While there is a multiplayer mode, it's very limited. So all of this combined makes a weak entry in the Mario Party series. Although this is a nice looking GBA game, and it's a unique twist compared to the other Mario Party games, it still wasn't executed well. So Mario Party Advance gets the D tier. Finally, we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is a nice little puzzle game. So basically, Mario starts his own toy company because he really want to be Hash Bro for real. And he starts selling mini toys of himself. So when Donkey Kong comes in because he wants to get one, he realizes that it's all sold out, so he gets angry, jacks all of them, and now Mario has to go on a quest to stop this man. The levels themselves are actually really fun and challenging. The only flaws is that this game is kind of short at around 5 hours, and the controls can feel stiff at times. But nonetheless, it's a great puzzle game that's worth checking out. So this game gets the B tier. Starting off the GameCube era, we have Mario Sunshine. It starts off with Mario, Princess Peach, and Toadsworth going on a vacation to Isle Delfino, only to find out that a mysterious Mario clone has been vandalizing the entire place. The controls feel more fluid compared to Mario 64, and thanks to FLUDD, it's easier to reach higher distances. Now, the difficulty in this game can definitely be a challenge, especially with the secret areas. Levels like the Pachinko Machine level or Lily Pad minigame will be having you ready to rip your hair out. This also applies to collecting all the blue coins because they always seem to appear in the most random spots. So while Super Mario Sunshine is a great game, the unbalanced difficulty can definitely be frustrating. So I'm gonna give this game the B tier. Next up on the list is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This game is a masterpiece when it comes to everything. The story with Princess Peach getting kidnapped by this group called the X-Nauts, whose goal is to gather the 7 crystal stars to awaken a 1,000-year-old demon. Mario traveling to this place called Rogueport to find her whereabouts along with the sacred treasure. The partners, with all of them having a bunch of character and humor. Each and every chapter which is a blast to play through with its heartfelt storytelling and fun gameplay. And just everything about this game is dang near perfect. The only, and I mean only, flaw is the excessive backtracking, especially in chapter 7. But overall, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is one of the greatest Mario games of all time, and it deserves none other than the S tier. Next up is Mario Kart Double Dash, which is definitely a unique Mario Kart title. As you can see, the game takes the idea of having not one, but two racers on a cart at the same time. One character drives while the other character is standing in the vehicle throwing items at the other racers. And each character gets their own exclusive item. The controls are smooth and responsive, even when for swapping out characters. But this game only has 16 tracks. While this was a bit of a letdown, it was manageable. So overall, Mario Kart Double Dash is a great game that took a unique idea and implemented it in a great way. So I'm gonna give this game the A tier. And since there are 4 different Mario Party games on the GameCube, I went ahead and ranked every single one based on its gameplay, boards, and mini games. Starting off the DS era, we have New Super Mario Bros., which is pretty much the only good New Super Mario Bros. Game. This game is heavily inspired by the classic 2D Mario games, and it even adds its new set of power-ups like the Koopa Shell, for example. The level design is also pretty creative. It gives that nice flow of old and new stuff in the Mario series. The only downside is that the game can be too recycled on the older titles, but it's still a good 2D Mario game that deserves to be played. So this game is getting the B tier. Next up, we have Mario Kart DS, and this is honestly my favorite Mario Kart game. You get a good roster of characters and a good amount of karts to choose from. And just like Super Circuit, you get a fresh wave of new tracks, and as well as getting tracks from older titles as well. But what I love most about this game is its pacing. It feels a lot more faster paced compared to the other Mario Kart titles. So overall, Mario Kart DS is still a great polished game even for today's standards. So this game deserves the A tier. Moving on to Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. So basically the game is about these aliens called the Shroobs taking over the past of the Mushroom Kingdom, and of course they kidnap Princess Peach. So the Mario Bros in the past have to come to the future using a time machine to meet up with their present selves to stop these aliens. Now the gameplay can be a little bit of an issue. The constant deal of having to control the 4 bros all at the same time can be tedious sometimes, especially for when you're performing bro attacks. So it's easy to mix up who's who. So while Partners in Time is in general a good game, the amount of issues it has can make it understandable as to why it's overshadowed by the other Mario and Luigi titles. So this game, in my opinion, is getting the B tier. Next up is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. A mysterious person feeds Bowser a lucky shroom, which gave him the ability to almost inhale anything around him. So when the entire Mushroom Kingdom gets stuck inside Bowser's gut, the person who gave him the lucky shroom is revealed to be Fawful, who wishes to find the Dark Star to take over the Mushroom Kingdom as a whole. So Mario and Luigi and Bowser unknowingly forms an alliance to stop Fawful. The gameplay offers so much variety with the control of the free characters, and Bowser even gets his own set of attacks. This game also has very good writing and humor for each character, and the bosses in this game are all fun and memorable to play through. So overall, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story takes everything that was good about the first 2 games and makes it even better, which makes it the best Mario and Luigi game in the entire series. So this game is well deserving of the S tier. Finally, we have Mario Party DS. In this game, Bowser lures Mario and his friends to his castle for a giant feast, only for Bowser to shrink them to the size of literal ants using his minimizer. And he does this because he wants every piece of the Sky Crystal. So now you have to play through 5 different boards to beat the game. The mini games, in my opinion, are definitely one of the strongest in the Mario Party series. They really take the idea of you being small and they make creative ideas out of it. And unlike most Mario Party games, the pacing is actually fast. The only flaws with this game is that there's no way of playing online and there isn't really a lot of boards to choose from. But nonetheless, it's still one of the best Mario Party games out there. So we're gonna put this game at an A. Starting off the Wii era, we have Super Mario Galaxy, the game where Bowser takes Princess Peach once again, but this time he takes the entire castle to space with him, and Kamek smacking Mario away. So after waking up, we meet up with Rosalina and we start this adventure. The gameplay's unique features with the gravity mechanics makes it a stellar experience. The orchestral soundtrack for each galaxy is top notch, and just everything about this game is amazing. So it deserves the S tier. Next up is Galaxy 2. This game basically takes everything that was already good about Galaxy 1 and makes it even better. Now the only thing that kind of sucks is that you don't get a hub world, but you do get your own planet with Mario's face on it, so that's kind of cool too. So this game can also get the S tier. Moving on, we have Super Paper Mario, and I'm not gonna lie, out of every Mario game, I think this one has the best plot. The villain in this game, Count Bleck, is heartbroken because he was stripped away from the love of his life. So out of hatred, he creates the 7 Chaos Hearts to use it to destroy the universe. So now Mario and his friends have to stop him. Now the unique thing about this game is that it doesn't focus on RPG elements. You don't get a battle system and you don't get partners. Although it sucks, Super Paper Mario's gameplay is still filled with variety because of its 2D to 3D perspective. So while it doesn't really count as an RPG game, it's still a very fun adventure with a really good story. So Super Paper Mario gets the A tier. Next up is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And this game is pretty much what started the entire New Super Mario Bros. Series being re-released over and over again. The level design isn't anything too special, it keeps it the traditional 2D style. You do get a small handful of new power-ups like the penguin suit or the propeller mushroom, but they're pretty broken, I'm not gonna lie. So although New Super Wii is still a good game for the most part, there isn't really anything too special about it. So this game gets the B tier. Next up is Mario Kart Wii. In this title, you get a lot more characters to choose from, and you also get a good variety of new tracks. The game also introduces new high-skilled mechanics, and thanks to the well-designed tracks, you can actually test them out. The music is also really memorable, and it also includes shortcuts to get through the races faster. This makes this game a staple in the speedrunning community. So although this Mario Kart title has aged a bit, it's still a great game to revisit. So I'm gonna give this game the S tier, and I went ahead and ranked each Mario Party game, and honestly, they're both the definition of mid. Moving on to the 3DS era, we have Super Mario 3D Land. This game is a great mix of 2D and 3D gameplay, and it's kind of impressive considering it's on a 3DS. It's also filled to the brim with creative level design, which balances difficulty in a good portion. So overall, Mario 3D Land is an underrated adventure, which is definitely a standout Mario title on the 3DS. So I'm gonna give this game the B tier. Next up is New Super Mario Bros. 2. This game is so hyper-focused on collecting coins that it's unreal. The level design is generally good, but this game doesn't really have any new gameplay mechanics to look forward to. Honestly, the main goal of this game is to just collect as many coins as you can. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a C tier. Coming up next is Mario Kart 7, which is honestly an underrated Mario Kart game. You still get a good amount of characters and tracks to choose from, but the game also includes underwater driving and gliding. This adds more variety to the races. So overall, Mario Kart 7 is definitely an underrated gem, but it is quite a small game compared to the other titles, so I'm gonna give it a C tier. Next up is Mario and Luigi Dream Team. In this game, the Mario Bros are invited to this place called Philo Island, only for a crazy villain by the name of Phantasma kidnap Princess Peach, and Bowser trying to get the Dream Stone to become powerful. Now don't get me wrong, Mario & Luigi Dream Team is a great game, especially because of its humor and interesting plot, but the main problem with this game is the pacing. The first quarter of the game is filled to the brim with tutorials, and it can get frustrating to navigate around different places. So I'm gonna put Dream Team at a B tier. Next up is Paper Mario Sticker Star. I'm just gonna pretend this game doesn't exist, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it the D tier. And as for the Mario Party titles, I'm gonna go ahead and rank them each based on their boards and mini games. Alright y'all, so as for the Wii U and Switch games, I already made a separate video on that earlier in the year, so if you guys want to check that video out, link in the description below. And also, before I end this video, I'm thinking of making a Discord server for this channel, a place where you guys can just chat, hang out, talk about stuff, talk about video games, talk about the Bible, you know, stuff like that. So if you want to see that, then leave some comments down below. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this one too. And with that being said, I'm finna catch up on some sleep. I'm hella tired, bro. I've lost so much sleep trying to get this video done and over with. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace out, y'all.